So YMS had a reaction to Heels versus Babyface, and a great rant that man had.
Take everything we love, all our emotions, all our fantasies, all our escapism, and you just can't help shovel your dog shit, fucking crap ideology into everything, every single solitary fucking thing.
Very insane rant. I loved his rant. I once did a reaction to YMS's views on a critical drinker, and I agree and disagree on some things. And what I like about Adam is that he's very neutral in a sense. Like, he tries to see both perspectives, and he's not, liberal or conservative, and a lot of these things are political, and I like to consider myself that too, politically purple. Just, I like to hear out the argument first before I don't jump to a team. So when it comes to this, I kind of disagree with him. What I like what he said was that this is the equivalency of, the radical, fucking woke feminists with the blue hair losing their minds, screaming at people, transphobic, blah, 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 that was very prevalent in, like, colleges and all over the media back in, like, 2016 and 2017. And I like that he's, at least would be willing to say that was crazy. Because, most people who come across with a more liberal standpoint on things, they would never admit that there's, like, a far left that is absolutely batshit crazy. And this guy's rant was very insane, but I was very entertained by it. Where I disagree with the majority populace on him having some insane rant that is just some inexcusable rant. People are just like, why you get so crazy about a video game? I'm like, Hogwarts Legacy. Hogwarts Legacy was people getting crazy, people from the left for the most part, getting crazy about a video game. And it was something that I think is even less offensive than the pronoun thing, like even more insignificant, I should say, is they're getting mad at a person who wrote the books that the game is inspired by. She has no association with the literal game itself. So to me, this is Starfield has something within the game that has something that's outside of the game. I think where I find that people are annoyed with this, and it's something that as from Heels versus Babyface pointed out, is that it's just in every single thing in entertainment that exists. And it is, in my opinion, an ideology. It's not a literal thing. Like, a trans person is a literal thing. A man, puts tits on, chops his dick and balls off, takes hormonal stuff. That's a physical, literal thing. That is a man transitioning to a woman, trans woman. And, a trans man's the inverse of that. This stuff is an ideology to me. The idea that there's an infinite amount of genders and you can just be gender fluid. One day you're boy, girl, blah, blah. This is an ideology to me. And it is inserted into every form of entertainment today. And you don't insert anything, because it's obviously a liberal thing. Like, I never met a conservative that says they, them pronouns and non-binary and shit like that. They would never put, like, an option to put a cross on somebody. Like, I don't see a lot of games that say you can pick what type of Catholic you are. You could be Protestant, you could be Jewish, you could be Orthodox Jew. It's only you could pick things that are stuff like this, which is a liberal creation. So, I think it is an ideological thing in the sense that the idea of gender nonconformity, to me, is an ideological thing. Now, it's a form of self-expression. I get it. If it had a history that was less, I think, annoying, then I would be on his side and not understand where Heels versus Babyface comes. But it is created by a lot of people who are very far left, that's what I'm saying, I think it is an ideological thing, who have angrily screamed at people, you're transphobic if you don't play along with my expression. I've met people like this, which very much turned me away from it. Is, if you don't memorize my pronouns and participate in my way of expressing myself and my perspective, then you're a bad person. And I'm like, then go fuck yourself. So it's the fact that it's this thing that is in every form of entertainment that I think is getting on people's nerves. It's just in everything. It's encompassed with a lot of other things in entertainment, the way that it's very much, catering to one audience, in my opinion, when it comes to popular stuff, at least. And as far as him saying, it's not a phase, that the anti-woke thing is the phase, I actually disagree. I really think that pronouns and gender nonconformity and stuff like that, I really think it's a phase, because I think it's something created off social media. I don't think it's a thing that people are going to be doing in a decade. I really don't. I really do think it's a TikTok trend. I think it's a thing that's been going on for a few years, and it's dying down significantly. I've seen a lot of YouTubers who publicly announce their pronouns as like he, they, and they, thems, and now they're just like she, any's. Like they're just dialing back because they don't want to just go back to she, hers. So I do think it's just a phase. I used to see more of these people out where I live, and they just dropped down significantly. I just don't think people are doing it as much because I do think that it was a popular thing to do because of social media. And then so many people just backlashed on it because they were annoyed at how these people are going about it, that I think the phase is kind of dying off. So I do not believe in 10 years we're going to have more gender non-conforming people or anything like that. Trans people to me is a whole different thing. A trans person is a literal physical thing. But a person who's just like, you know, Brittany puts on Chad's jacket and she's like, oh my god, I must be non-binary. Like, that thing is not a real thing. In my opinion. I think that is just an ideological trend that was created off TikTok to stick it to the man because feminists and the patriarchy and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I understand where Heels versus Babyface is coming. The overall point. I completely get it. I wouldn't be screaming like he is. I'll be screaming right now. But I very much was entertained by his screaming. and I enjoy that type of freak. So I'm kind of on his side on it.